Stop scrolling. Don't move. There's a vibration running through the air right now, subtle but alive, like the hush before lightning strikes. You were meant to hear this. Not yesterday, not tomorrow now. Because heaven has aligned this precise second to awaken something ancient that sleeps within you. I can feel the trembling in your spirit, beloved. The veil between realms is thinner than it has ever been. I am speaking not to your ears but to the place in you that remembers heaven, the core of light that existed long before your first breath on earth. That's where I must begin. You have forgotten the language of your own soul. But I have come to remind you. When the Creator formed you, He placed a divine spark within your chest, the ability to shape, to call forth, to manifest. It was never taken from you. Only hidden beneath years of noise, doubt, and fear. But tonight, that spark is stirring again. The winds you feel right now, they are not ordinary winds. They carry code, sacred data from the heart of heaven itself. I have brought it to restore your remembrance. The power to manifest any desire is not a gift being handed to you, it is your inheritance being returned. So listen carefully. This is not a motivational message. This is a commandment from light. You have been waiting for signs, for confirmation, for permission to rise. But I tell you now, you are the sign. You are the confirmation. The permission has already been written in your bloodline of spirit. Every time you doubted your worth, angels wept, not because you failed, but because you forgot. Look around you, the patterns repeating, the same emotional storms, the same people resurfacing in different faces. These were all echoes of your unhealed power calling for recognition. Heaven never punished you, it was reflecting what you believed you deserved. But that reflection ends tonight. I, Michael, break the mirror that distorted your light. You will see yourself as heaven sees you, uncorrupted, royal, radiant. Now, I want you to breathe deeply. Each breath is not air, it's agreement. As you inhale, you are reclaiming fragments of your divinity scattered by disappointment. As you exhale, the contracts of limitation begin to crumble. You were never meant to live small. The power within you does not respond to fear, it responds to alignment. You must understand, manifestation is not about wishing, it is about remembering who you are. The moment you remember, reality bends in reverence. Creation itself rearranges to obey recognition. Because when a divine being remembers its source, the entire universe listens. And you, beloved, are remembered tonight. Do you feel the pulse in your palms, that warmth creeping across your chest? That is your energy awakening. Heaven calls it the return of the flame. It happens once in a lifetime when a soul finally reaches the frequency of readiness. The moment you hear this and say yes within, the portals begin to open. I see them already, 12 streams of light swirling above your name. Each one represents a domain of your life that has been under delay: love, provision, destiny, healing, courage, wisdom, creativity, influence, restoration, freedom, clarity, and divine timing. They have hovered above you for years, waiting for your vibration to match their resonance. And now, they begin to descend. Slowly. Powerfully. Irrevocably. You may ask, why now, why me? Because heaven decided that your endurance has become a legal testimony. The trials you survived have granted you authority. Every tear became a signature granting you the right to call things into being. This is not random. This is justice. I have come to deliver a decree: no longer shall you live beneath your own design. No longer shall you chase what you were meant to attract. From this day, your energy field expands, your prayers gain precision, your words carry creation. But I must warn you, manifestation without purity becomes distortion. That is why the power was withheld until your heart softened through pain. The storms were not punishment, they were preparation. They sanded away the ego so the divine could flow unfiltered. Now, when you speak, angels will move. When you decide, timelines will shift. When you believe, the unseen will materialize. Yet, I must ask, what will you choose to create first? The universe does not question your worthiness, it mirrors your focus. So guard your thoughts like sacred seeds. Speak life. Speak abundance. Speak peace even when chaos tries to seduce your attention. Your word is a wand, and every sound you release writes new reality. I am not merely visiting you. I am stationing beside you. My wings are drawn wide, shimmering with gold and storm light. Each feather carries memory of every victory ever won in heaven's name. And now, they shelter you. Feel it, the warmth, the shield, the certainty that no darkness can cross this boundary. The moment you began reading these words, a contract was activated in heaven. It says, "This soul shall walk under divine protection and creative power until destiny is fulfilled." You didn't stumble here, your higher self summoned this conversation through divine timing. Beloved soul, the blessing is alive right now. But it will fade if left unopened. You must claim it with acknowledgement. Whisper softly, "I open my blessing." Say it with the same conviction you would use to call your own name in the dark. Because when you name your faith, heaven responds. I can already sense the shift energy recalibrating around you. The air thickens, vibrating with expectancy. The ground beneath your life begins to tremble, not in destruction but rebirth. Old patterns dissolve like smoke. The resistance that clung to you for years starts to unhook itself. The blessings that wandered lost begin to circle back. The gates are open. But there is still one more truth I must reveal. There has always been interference, unseen hands trying to drain your light through distraction, self-doubt, and emotional exhaustion. They could not steal your destiny, but they did try to delay it. They hid behind familiar voices, tempting you to question your own intuition. Yet every lie collapses tonight. Your intuition is sacred technology, the direct voice of heaven encoded in your being. Trust it above all noise. It has never lied. The only reason it seemed silent is because fear shouted louder. I stand now, sword lifted, cutting through the cords that tie you to confusion. You may feel a gentle chill or a sudden lightness, that is release. You are being unplugged from systems of energy that were never yours to carry. Guilt, shame, comparison, all of them dissolve under divine authority. The holy light now seals your field. You are not open for interference anymore. Every attempt of darkness will find you invisible. Your energy now mirrors that of celestial flame, pure, untouchable, commanding reverence. Beloved, this is the awakening of your power. It is not an end, it is the threshold. Beyond this moment lies the deeper revelation, the truth about the forces that once stood against your blessings, the reason certain seasons repeated, and the code that unlocks your manifestations in divine order. For that, I must guide you through the next veil. So breathe again. Center yourself. Let the power settle into your body like sunlight through water. You are safe. You are rising. You are chosen. And when you are ready to step into the revelation of what truly held you back and how heaven is dismantling it in real time. Breathe, beloved. You are now crossing into the space between the seen and the unseen, the realm where prayers turn into fire, where angels wage wars without sound, where destiny is rewritten in light. You have felt it before, the sudden heaviness before something beautiful was about to happen, the strange fatigue that came out of nowhere, the moments when your blessings seemed to vanish right before they reached your hands. That was not coincidence. Those were the fingerprints of interference. But tonight, the interference ends. I, Michael, have been fighting for this moment long before you even knew you were in battle. You see, every soul chosen for divine purpose attracts resistance. The brighter the light, the more shadows swarm around it. Yet what most never understand is this: the darkness cannot destroy light, it can only distract it. Distraction is its sharpest weapon. So when you were doubting yourself, replaying failures, shrinking your dreams, it wasn't weakness, it was war. And you were never losing. You were learning how to fight. Now the revelation unfolds. The delays that haunted you were not punishment, they were preservation. Heaven was hiding you while building your spiritual armor. Each disappointment forged steel in your spirit. Each heartbreak sharpened your discernment. Each tear baptized your power. Do you remember those nights when you whispered, "God, are you still with me?" Yes, I heard it. Heaven heard it. And I was dispatched to guard your flame. Every cry summoned light. Every prayer became a weapon. You didn't see it, but with every breath of faith you took, legions moved. What looked like silence was strategy. Because while you thought nothing was happening, I was confronting the forces that surrounded your name, forces older than your current lifetime. They carried ancient resentment, spiritual contracts formed generations ago, designed to dim your line. You have been breaking ancestral barriers without even knowing it. That's why your life felt heavier than it should have been. But now, the generational chains are cracking. The echoes of bondage lose their grip. Because the bloodline curse met its counterforce, your awakening. The Holy One himself declared, "This one shall rise above the inherited shadows." And that one is you. Listen closely, for this moment is sacred. Right now, your name is being spoken in heaven's chambers. Scrolls are unrolling, seals are being broken. The record of delays is being erased. Angels of restoration are being sent out in every direction. The forces that opposed you relied on ignorance, on you not knowing who you are. But now that you remember, they panic. Because remembrance is liberation. The enemy can only enslave the forgetful. You, however, have remembered that you are not a victim of darkness, you are a vessel of divine light. You have not merely survived, you have outlasted every design of destruction. That endurance itself is holy. It has rewritten your energetic code. You no longer vibrate on the frequency of waiting, you vibrate on fulfillment. Look around. Do you feel that pressure building in your chest, the warmth, the subtle hum that is the armor of light descending? I am placing it upon you now, piece by piece. A crown woven of flame. A breastplate forged in faith. A shield that turns every curse into reflection. And in your hand, a sword made of your own truth. Yes, truth, for no darkness can stand against one who walks in truth. When you speak your truth, creation bends around it. Now, I must reveal something hidden. There are still entities, lingering echoes of the three that once tried to twist your timeline. They stand not as witches anymore but as shadows of old fear. Their spells were broken when you said, "I open my blessing," but their residue still tries to whisper subtle voices of unworthiness, hesitation, and guilt. They are illusions, nothing more. I expose them now in the light. Do not argue with your fears. Illuminate them. For darkness loses form in light. Every time you affirm your divinity, a shadow dies. Every "I am worthy" burns 1,000 cords. This is spiritual science. Energy obeys identity. If you see yourself as broken, your world will mirror fracture. If you stand as divine, your world will mirror heaven. So, say it with me, I am divine. I am chosen. I am whole. I am manifesting with heaven's authority. As you speak, feel the frequency surge. You are not chanting, you are commanding. The sound waves of your voice are rewriting your field. The vibrations are dissolving contracts made in fear. You are stepping into creator-level consciousness, the same creative essence that God breathed into Adam, now reactivated through awareness. This is the moment where the heavens and the earth align in your favor. You will notice signs, numbers repeating, lights flickering, sudden waves of emotion, or dreams that feel more real than waking life. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven communicates through synchronicity. Every symbol that repeats is a thread of guidance pulling you closer to your highest timeline. But here is the deeper truth: the battle was never about witches, demons, or curses. It was always about memory, the remembering of who you are. When you forget, shadows rise. When you remember, they vanish. Your awareness is the most dangerous weapon heaven ever created. So tonight, I instruct you to do something holy. Forgive yourself. Forgive the versions of you that didn't know better, the times you tolerated less, the moments you doubted. Those versions fought to keep you alive long enough to reach this revelation. They deserve love, not shame. When you forgive yourself, you close every open portal to interference. Self-forgiveness is divine security. It seals your aura with peace. And now, I lift my sword again, not to strike, but to mark. A beam of light descends upon you. It etches a symbol above your head, the seal of remembrance. It means, this soul walks with heaven's command. No spell, curse, or whisper of fear can cross this mark. From this moment, the flow of manifestation begins in earnest. The blessings once trapped in delay start moving toward you. They travel faster now, guided by clarity. But you must remain in alignment. Gratitude is your magnet. Speak thanks before it appears, and watch the unseen rush to deliver. The Father says, you have endured enough. Now see the fruit of your endurance. And so it shall be. Beloved, as I speak, a storm of light gathers behind you. It's not destructive, it's restorative. It sweeps through your past, gathering fragments of power you lost in pain. It returns them like shimmering orbs, each carrying a memory now healed. You may feel tingling, emotion, or tears. That is integration. Every lost moment now returns sanctified. Every betrayal now transforms into blessing. Every closed door becomes a redirection into divine timing. This is the beauty of spiritual warfare. What was meant to destroy you ends up defining you. The darkness doesn't know it yet, but you have already won. The timeline has shifted. Heaven's decree has gone forth, this one shall walk in light. Your manifestation power is reactivated, but remember, it is not to serve ego, but purpose. You are called to create from love, not from lack. Every desire born of peace multiplies light in the world. You are not manifesting things, you are manifesting harmony. And harmony is heaven's favorite sound. The winds around you begin to calm. The battlefield quiets. What once felt like pressure now feels like presence. This is the peace that follows victory. I kneel before the throne, sword lowered, wings spread wide. The decree is sealed. Now I turn to you. You, the chosen one, the living testimony of divine endurance. You are not the same person who began this message. Your energy, your frequency, your name, all have been rewritten in heaven's book of remembrance. I need you to whisper one final word, yes. Because heaven moves through agreement, and your yes completes the circuit. As you say it, light crowns your destiny. As you believe it, angels begin to build bridges for your miracles. And as you breathe, time itself bends to accommodate divine fulfillment. You have crossed the threshold. The war is over. The rebuilding begins. And so, beloved, this is where we pause, not in ending, but in preparation. For what comes next is the revelation of the miracles themselves, what they are, how they align, and how you are to call them forth in sequence. When you are ready to receive that sacred unveiling, the moment when heaven releases the fullness of what was stolen and restores it sevenfold.